so many rules in 40K, hundreds of events, and constant updates. Skip the learning curve of Warhammer and join the pros. Art of War is led by multiple world champions with decades of success. We teach clinics, stream games, and inspire you to succeed at your favorite hobby. Join our global community of gamers just like you.
Fix My List is live.
Hello, hello, hello. As you see, I'm broadcasting from Shroomland. And I'm no longer the solitaire as I was last week.
I kind of liked you as a solitaire.
Yeah, come a long way.
Come a long way. Things have
Come
happened.
a long way.
We've got stuff to talk about today. And we're even going to put you know what? I'm going to give a little bonus at the end, and I'm going to talk about what I'm bringing to Du Bois this weekend, which is fantastic.
What are you running?
I am running Brian Horton Tyranids.
Is this what John? Is this what John was roasting you about earlier?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I've got some things in my list that are not exactly traditional.
So what you're saying is they need to be fixed?
Oh, you might want to fix them.
I'm going to try, but some people, Brad, can't be fixed.
Indeed. Let's talk about this. We've got the Mirage.
Ooh, very fancy.
It is very fancy. I'm so fancy. I am very
All right.
fancy.
So yeah, let's look. Let me see if Mirage had any comments on his list.
Notes, things, stuffs, anything that
my favorite stuffs are things, actually. That's Hot Topics. I don't go to Hot Topics.
I don't go to Hot Topics. You should go to Hot Topics. It's where the heat. We bring the heat.
All right. Mirage says, at Jack Harpster and at Brad Chester, the Bradling. Hey, gents. Loving this show as always. You guys have great insight and hilarious banter. Aww. Making this show both entertaining and educational. Got a list tree that was based on a Grey Knights list I had presented a few months ago. Seems like the idea had actually picked up steam in tournament play, and I had a lot of success locally with it. So I took some of your advice then and went all out on the idea. And boy did you go all out on that idea. So, Darren Lockyer, good question. How do you get your lists to us? Well, first off, you will want to sign up for the War Room. If you go to our website, theartofwar40k.com, and sign up for the War Room, we have a promotional code where you will get the first month for half off. And then you go to our Discord and you go to the Fix My List channel and you can post a list, and 3 of them are picked every week to go up here. In our Fix My List Discord, multiple people, I think there were 3 people in a row, who asked for us to review Richard Siegler's Games Workshop finale list. So we do what the community says, and we have included that as well.
Let's talk about the fact that this might be one of the least Brad lists of all time.
Yeah, short of... on the Discord, Darren. So you go to the Discord and you go to the Fix My List channel and you can post your list up. If you post it in a format that is unreadable, I am much less likely to select it as a list. So you probably want to post it up in a very readable format where I can basically make this great image that you see right here.
This list is making my frail little heart beat very fast.
Yeah, the only list that I think is less you is like Maggie Morty 3 Nights or whatever that you used to see.
Yeah. What does he say? What secondaries he's picking?
No. He's picking... He just hits your opponent in the face.
Well, you got to score points, too.
Not if your opponent's dead.
I mean, you still have to.
That is true, actually. Yeah. So looking at this list, I agree with Byzantine Byron that this list feels like it's missing a full 3 units. I want this to be not a Vanguard, please. Can this please be a battalion?
Nah, then you wouldn't be able to fit in 30 Paladins.
That's true. Ish. First off, you get 100 points back if you cut all the Nemesis Demon Hammers off that 10-man, which you do not need.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I love that squad for its just pure ridiculousness of 600 points of, come on, bro, let's do this.
It's so over the top. Like, in no point are you ever going to need 10 Nemesis Demon Hammers plus Hammerhand and Draco to kill something.
This is literally, this is like a weird anime, like you got all of the main characters together in one unit.
This might be, with the Paladin Ancient standing nearby for +1 attack, this might be the hardest hitting melee unit in the entire game.
Oh, yeah. You basically put... you're just going all in too, because you're gonna put Chaplain and Drago around there, and Chaplain's just gonna bop words of power, and you're gonna do mortals and crush people in the face with demon hammers.
Yeah, re-rolling wounds, 6s are an extra wound and an extra mortal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that 10-man Paladin unit kills every single thing in the game.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
There's a battle report stream this afternoon.
Yep, 1 p.m. Eastern time. That, I believe, is... I'll look that up. I'll look up what game it is. But yes, the game today is at 1 p.m. Eastern.
The only time zone that I
So
acknowledge.
about 3 hours from now. Brad, you shush. It is John's Guard versus Siegs's Necrons. Should be interesting.
I want to know if he went all in on the Guard.
I don't know. I guess you'd have to tune in at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to find out.
I would, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, you really would, wouldn't you, pal?
I would.
All right.
Indeed.
So looking at this list, yes, those 10 paladins are the chattest boys on the face of the planet. Those guys, I don't think there's anything in the game they don't kill. You know,
they're beefcakey. My thing is that the game is unbelievably lethal right now. So I can't protect all of these. And man, once you start losing anything, things could really spiral away. Yeah.
Well, apparently the video is showing is scheduled for now. Somebody pulled a whoopsie. It's actually going to be in 3 hours.
Whoopsie.
Haha, you are tricked. You can stay and fix lists with us. So looking at this, there's not like that much to change, right? Because 10 Emperor's Children Termies, I think this still gets that job done. I feel like it would, because you still reroll wounds.
Yeah.
And even if you wound them on 4s, right, because they go to toughness 5, but they realistically, a lot of the time, they don't go to toughness 5. But even if they're toughness 5 with -1 to wound, you're rerolling everything, and every 6 to wound is 2 wounds and 2 mortal wounds.
Yeah, I mean, you are overkilling it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I love it goes immediate thing, not enough stuff, right?
Enough stuff. That's what I'm going with.
The problem is in any list where you're looking at, you have to ask yourself, how am I scoring? If they take something away, because everybody's going to be able to take something away because you can only beef up any one, then how are you continuing to play the game? As we've got effectively 3 places with this army.
Yeah, and even there, you can be effectively in 1, and then the others are unsupported paladins, which are still great.
Yeah, which are still fantastic. But the problem is that when I'm playing any of the 6 objective missions, for sure, because your opponent just doesn't have to do anything at that point in time, especially if they have good passive secondaries. Well, they don't have to engage you at all. You know what I mean? Also, if I'm playing, say, I'll recover the relics, mission 11, I'll just sit and again do nothing if I have passive secondary. So I want to be able to go do things without leaving, because like if I play recover the relics and I have to go across the board, who's staying on my 3 home objectives at that point in time if I have to go across the board?
Yeah, there's a lack of stuff that is going to that's going to sit on a home objective for sure. You just need that in order to to play the game basically, and that can be as simple as squads of servitors. You know, just 3 squads of servitors and just go, or two because they're elites choices. Right, 2 squads of servitors is 60 points, sits on your home objectives, and lets the 30 paladins be 30 paladins.
I mean, the only thing is guard exists now, so those servitors are going away like with a quickness, but so are a lot of things, I guess.
That's, I guess, true. Something that might not go away with the quickness would be like strike marines, because if you're in Tide of Shadows,
yeah,
and you're behind a wall, they're hitting you on 5s because you're in Tide of Shadows in cover behind a wall, and then you have like +2 to your armor save.
Yeah, I'm also afraid of people just stealing my objectives from me, to be honest. William says that right there. Oh, look it. We're on the same wavelength, my man. It's like, I feel like this list likes OBSEC in a metaphor with Necrons and Sisters. Yeah, I mean, they can just take things from you, which is going to be tough.
I think Anvil is probably good enough.
Yeah, but
it's
Anvil,
not amazing
OBSEC. You can only be one place, though. You know what I mean?
I think you only need OBSEC in one place. Like, a lot of the missions are fight over the center.
Kind of, but your opponent just decides that we're going to the neutral objective and just gives you the center, which he's going to do because you have Drago, a chaplain, and 10 paladins with hammer time. They're just going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Snivar, you have not been clickbaited. You will get...
Oh,
I can't say that on TV.
I'll say it.
I can't say that on YouTube.
You're going to get Crimson Fisted.
Thank you, buddy. That was exactly what I was going to say.
What? It's the name of the chapter. There's nothing wrong.
All right. So, yeah, stay tuned. There will be some Crimson Fists coming up. Do not worry. Crimson Fists or your money back. But looking at this list, I mean, like, I feel like 10 paladins on the center with OBSEC is good with all the characters. And then 20 paladins on the side objective is probably also good enough. You know? But I don't think you need 10 Nemesis Demon Hammers. What you need way more than that is just units.
Can we just how about we take 20 paladins and stuff? It's 500 points of things. That's like a lot of stuff.
It is, but also 20 paladins is just not 30. Like, but definitionally.
Okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I just worry that this has real problems playing the game.
It does. And I'll be honest, what I want more than a Paladin Ancient is an Apothecary.
Probably.
A lot more than a Paladin Ancient gives them all +1 attack. And
they don't need +1 attack. They're already smashing everything.
Yeah. I feel like an Apothecary is better. That way you can res models. And the best part of resing models is not actually getting them back. Although that is super dope. The best part of resing models is the fact that you get a bunch of extra movement.
Yeah, because you got some issues here. Yeah.
So let's say you lose 2 paladins. You res one in front of the unit after the unit's moved. You res them 2 inches ahead because of coherency, and then the base is 40 mil, so that's like another 2 inches. The unit essentially just moved 9 inches that turn and now can charge. It's a big deal. And it also means that unless your opponents think they can really hurt you, they may not even try because they give you a bunch of extra movement.
I agree on both. And can I just get 500 points of other stuff in this list? 20 paladins still sounds impressive.
Well, here's what I actually want, bud. What I want is I want 1 unit of 10 paladins to be just the absolute chonkiness. And then you cut the other 20 and you turn them into Terminators.
So tell John or Siegs to fix this. The game is at 1.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. I will send him a message right now.
But let's talk about things and stuff. Mainly stuff. I want more stuff.
I want more stuff real bad.
Get an Apothecary. 20 Paladins still sounds awesome. It looks awesome on the board. And it lets us take minimum 3 more units of just playing the gameness.
Yeah, and if you really, really, really want 30 Terminators, and I understand you if you do, that last 10 Paladins can be 2 5-man Terminators. You cut the Nemesis Demon Hammers, and you get enough points for like a unit of Servitors and a unit of Strikes.
We just need to be able to go somewhere. The problem is that your opponent knows that you can't leave your objectives if you want to do anything. So they're going to just give you whatever one objective you want, and they're just going to sit, and they're going to nickel and dime one of these units of Paladins and try to steal one objective away. Or if they have better secondaries than you, they're just going to sit and do absolutely nothing because you can't leave your home objectives because you have no units that are able to take your home objectives.
Yeah, the last thing you want is for your Paladins to be stuck on holding your backfield objective duty. That's like the last thing you want. I also don't love this chaplain. I mean, I get words of power, but again, that feels like going too far down that hole. Like, I don't think you need that, you know? I don't think you need words of power. It's nice when it happens, but I just want a different HQ at that point. Like, honestly,
I don't know. I mean, if I'm going to go in with multiple Paladin units, words of power seems awesome. I mean, it's a lot of mortals.
Snivar has an amazing point here, one I've never considered before.
I mean, he can't because I'm running this. So
I know. Unfortunately, he's running the stream. Brad, would you like to read Snivar's comment?
I did. I can.
No, I mean out loud.
Jack, just mute the quantity guy during the quality lists.
Yeah, honestly, I wish we could, but Brad is hosting and I cannot.
That's hurtful talk. We were talking about me going out to Iceland and now this pure attack on my character. It's hurtful.
I mean, Brad, honestly, that's going to stunt your growth because you will not get a chance to train, with the number 5 ranked Custodes player in Iceland.
Oh, going back to the well with that one. I like it.
Hey, he was coming after my boy. I had to strike back.
So I think we want an apothecary. I really do think we want 20 paladins instead of 30. Just because it feels like this is easily counterable if your opponent just realizes the fact that you can't go anywhere. Your mom basically grounded you and told you you're not allowed to leave the yard, and you're like, come on over here and play, guys. And you're like, no. But please? No.
Yeah. I really want that last, I want the hammers gone because you just need more stuff more than you need hammers. Like, really, you just do. And then I want a 10-man unit of Paladins to turn into a 2 5-man Terminators in the troop slot, and then you get to add a unit of troops, and probably I think you have the points for a unit of Servitors as well. I think you actually have some points left over after that.
Yeah, you just get more stuff.
Because you have 490 points turns into 400 points of Terminators, and if you cut the hammers, that's 590 points total, so you get 190, 110, so you have 80. You get 2 squads of Servitors.
I would like to have I know we're going to be really shocked at this, everyone, but I'd like to have more stuff.
Yeah. It's a classic mistake with lists like this. If you're ever designing a list like this, it's like, what if I took all of this, just only pressure data sheets, and they're all going to just pressure my opponent out of the game and control space? It's a classic mistake to only include the units that you're spamming, right? To include only 30 paladins, juice them up to the gills, which Mirage has done here, include only support characters and say go. The problem is you will lose every single game unless you hold your home objectives. And who is doing that? Well, probably 10 paladins. Combat squad them 5 and 5. And now you're playing the game with 20 paladins and 10 are just bodyguarding your home field objectives. Where what you really want to do is, if you have 30 Terminators, if you have some Servitors and some Strike Marines, you can guard your home field objectives with those, and now all 30 Terminators are jamming your opponent up. The list becomes way more effective.
That's hard to deal with, yes.
That is much more hard to deal with.
And there's some excellent comments here. Need more trash units. Hashtag just more stuff and things.
That's true. See, they're getting it. We're fixing lists proactively.
I love everything.
Yeah. Joshua Brody says combat squad pallies drop hammers. One pally squad have move, shoot, move on backfield. Add servitors. That's not terrible. I still don't want paladins to be chained to my backfield. They only move 5. Yeah. Like, so you move 5 up, you shoot 24 with some bolters, and you move back. That's a huge waste of Terminator.
And I want these guys to move up. I want them to gate to the middle of the board. I want to basically I want to push these down my opponent's throat. So we need something that can hold the backfield.
Yeah. So you need things that hold your backfield, and that is strike marines and servitors. You just need that. Secondly, I think the characters need to change a little. I think the Brotherhood Chaplain and the Paladin Ancient really want to become anything else. Like, honestly, I'd want to switch the Chaplain for an Apothecary because you can. It's a Vanguard.
But the list could use more dinosaurs. But really, what list can't use more dinosaurs?
Well, that is a very, motivated reasoning thing for a man named Tyrannosaurus Rex to say.
Exactly. Yeah, that is true. Turn 1 Scarbrand would be bad news bears for this army.
Well, you can't turn 1 Scarbrand. It'd be turn 2 Scarbrand.
True.
But, Scarbrand would do gross and disgusting things. To be fair, though, literally all you need is, Scarbrand players hate this one weird trick. And that one weird trick is the 5-point true name shard that just says you fight last, baby. And then 10 paladins rip him in half.
Badly, by the way.
Oh, yeah, because they get +1 attack off Scarbrand himself, and then they reroll wounds.
The +1 attack off him is like, oh, man, using my own tricks against me. You know what? I really want to go to the next list just because I enjoy seeing Quentin Rampage Johnson.
Yes.
Mainly because this is a Wraith army.
Yes, it is. He has some comments. First off, then we have immediately after Mirage says Fred F. Siege should put his Crimson Fist list in here. Nuka says Siege should put his Crimson Fist list in here. And Poldy says Siege should put his Crimson Fist list in here.
Well, luckily for you, we put Sieg's Crimson Fist list in here.
Yeah. It's totally in here, guys. He's totally playing Crimson Fist to the finals.
Let's talk about this list. We've got a Craft World. What is this, by the way?
So Quentin Rampage Johnson says he's going to a friendly or RTT and looking for something that I can still use elf tricks on but won't blow new players away. Fully aware this isn't the best eldar list I can write.
Yeah, but what is it, though? What Craft World?
Oh, I think he's up in the air between 2 different ones. Either exploding 6s and +1 damage in melee. Is that a thing? You just get +1 damage in melee?
He's making stuff up, but that's okay. Well, go ahead. I'll tell you.
It's like +1 to hit, right?
You can do +1. It's on 6s. We're gonna pretend this is Uthway or something.
Maybe Eandon.
Uthway would be way better than I ended with this. Weirdly enough,
he also said potentially exploding 6s, reroll 1s and 2s for psychic tests.
So,
but looking at this, let's say he's taking Ulthway, let's say he's taking Eandon, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're taking Ulthway, you put Eldrad in here instead of.
Well, we put Eldrad in here but the thing is we've got 2 things that we could do. One, I do like the Wraiths in Uthway because you get that 6-up invuln, you get mortal wound protection, and of course you get the reroll. You know what I mean? But you also get access to undeniable psychics. So you can do psychic secondaries against anybody, which is very, very helpful. And of course, you get the best psyker in the world, Eldrad, who is getting 3 powers a turn, which makes you have a lot of efficiency in your casting. So,
it also lets you take Focus Will.
Yep.
Which is, I think, probably the most underrated psychic power in the entire game.
Well, Focus Will let you with a Strands dice, and also because you're doing Fate Reader, you're keeping an extra Strands dice also with the Warlord trait. So you're getting 5 dice, and you cast Focus Will, which means that you basically guarantee that you're going to get that power off. You're going to get whatever power you want off, and then
you can't make it. You
can't make it because
it's an unmodified 9 plus.
It's a natural 9. I'm saying, but
it has to be natural.
You're guaranteeing a lot of these powers though, because your Uthway, you're +1 to cast in your first power is what I'm saying. That you can guarantee cast going off.
Yeah, well, on a 4+, I think on a 3+, it's undeniable because you rolled a 12.
Yeah, I mean, you
First power of the day, and it's your +2. So look at that. You rolled a 3. Oh, it's a 12. You can't deny it. Have fun with that. That was Focus Will. I talked to Quentin, and Focus Will was was a little something I came up with, a little something I feel a little proud of myself with when I was thinking about playing Mekdar. Focus Will was my way into the secondary game, and Focus Will also wins the psychic secondary mirror like hardcore. Because let's say you both take Warp Ritual, which is just the best psychic secondary that isn't faction locked.
Well, for this, because you also just for Eldar, it's basically amazing because you go, hey, I'm going to do Warp Ritual, and I'm out.
Yep. You do Warp Ritual on a 3+, it's undeniable anyway, because you rolled a 12, because +2 and +1 for Oathway. So they can't deny because you can't roll 13. And then you leave with Quicken. Then they go up to the center, they cast, and you deny it +2. So like you deny it +2, so they have no way of like reliably getting their powers off, and you just get your Warp Ritual like 100% of the time. Yeah. Focus Will is an insane psychic power.
So we put the
It's also just good. Like you throw it on Eldrad or somebody, and he just gets all his powers off.
Yeah, we basically make one of these Farseers becomes Eldrad, one of them gets the Ghost Helm. This becomes Uthway, which is way more durable. Gives us more options for things. Gives us way awesome casting. You know what I mean? Your casts just are auto going off.
I'm pretty sure he wants to stick with Wraith Host. Like I think he just wants to do that.
Uthway is a better Wraith Host, and also he gets to play with Eldrad. Eldrad's awesome.
We have I might be mispronouncing the accents in there. Pedro Cantor?
Pedro's brother?
Pedro Cantor's brother. Stick around, bud. Also, DLove0434. Every time Jack takes a drink, I feel like the Illuminati are sending me messages, numbers popping up on his cup. I'm just like picturing like that scene from They Live, where I take a.
It's more the bread and Nazi. I just feel like I need more trash and things.
I just take a swig of my coffee. That's what that is. And all of a sudden he sees like, Obey or something.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you know that. That was made before you were born.
I contain multitudes, Brad.
You know who was born? This guy.
That guy. I believe you.
I was an adult.
But it does look very They Live. Yeah, I'm.
You know what this list needs, by the way? It would be way better for it. A gate. It would be thematic. He's already talking about the fact that he's going for like a themed army. A gate would be amazing. It would also work really well with this army.
Can you imagine if 10 Wraithblades just show up out of a gate?
Yep.
Just like in combat with you already. Just like, oops.
It also makes he's got 2 Wraith Lords with Ghost Glaives. I would love to see them walking out of the gate. It would also feel amazing. You're just like, rah. This list works a billion times better with a gate.
How many the Ambush of Blades I think is for the Wraith Blades if they can get it. Can the Wraith Blades get Ambush of Blades?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I haven't played Wraith Blades the entire time.
I mean, haven't you played with Wraith Blades like 50 times, Brad?
No, I played with Wraith Blades in the basement, but I'm pretty sure it was just testing.
Is that what you? Oh, it was just testing down there in the basement. Is that what you tell your wife?
That's what we do down there. Don't come down here. Things are happening.
Yeah, I mean, I would also like to see an Avatar in this list. Avatar is super cool.
Avatar's hard to work in. I mean, he is expensive. And Quentin's very big on these Wraith Blades, though. He spent a lot of time on the Wraith Blades, so the Wraith Blades are going nowhere.
Yeah. I want the Wraith Blades to stay in. I've seen them. They look cool. But I also, at the same time, want an Avatar.
That's tough, dude.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah. Let's get a gate in here. Tell him to make this Uthway. It's amazing. He'll like it. He likes to play Uthway anyways. That's a lie.
He does.
Everybody likes Uthway.
I mean, are Wraith Blades only 2 attacks?
3.
They're 3? Okay.
Yeah, they go up to 5 if you put the ghost swords on them.
Because they have 2 swords at that point.
Yeah. But a gate in here and make this Uthway would make this list way more viable and still super fun and super thematic.
How many points is a gate?
80 points. It's very easy to
80
fix
points.
this.
So what you're telling me is that the boy can cut Shining Spears and the Shroud Runners, get a gate and a bunch more Dire Avengers in the list?
Yeah, but he said he wasn't trying to pound town.
Okay, fine. How about this? You know what's fun? Three Falcons with 6 Dire Avengers in each.
That's goes off what he's trying to do. Put the gate in here, put some more bros. Make it
I'm
awesome.
just saying, the 3 Falcons with 18 Dire Avengers in them is fun as hell. Like, that was the only fun part of that Mech Eldar list that I made, and it was super fun.
Here, you know what we're gonna do? Let's make it even better. We need 80 points. You know what? Just for you, Jack. Just for the chat. We're getting an avatar in here. We're getting a gate in here. We're making it. We're making it Uthway. We've got Eldrad. We've got a Farseer with a ghost helm. Sorry, Spirit Seer. You just took a Commissar bolt to the back of the head. It's about time. Boom. He just became a gate. He's 5 points on the gate. I'm okay. We'll figure this out.
I'm just imagining him just like turning into a gate.
Like, no need, my friend. No need. We're going to make these 2 Shroud Runners. They're gone. But wait, there's more. Sorry, Shining Spears. I love you, but you just became the tax for the gate plus the avatar. We've got points. We got points left over, though. We can get another unit of something. We could slap ourselves in a 50-point unit of Corsairs. So there's pirates on the board. Arrgh.
Hey, you know what I want to see? I want to see that Warlock Skyrunner turn into a Warlock Skyrunner Conclave so that he knows Protect and Conceal. Because Conceal on the Wraith Blades seems gross. Oh, they're infantry. They get it anyway. You can conceal a Wraith Lord, whatever.
So we got 2 Wraith Lords, 10 Wraith Blades, a gate, and an avatar all showing up on you.
That does sound awesome. The one problem is
Eldrad.
And this should not be a reason for Quentin to not run this, Mr. Rampage himself. But there's 2 units that want Fortune. Real bad. Really bad.
Yeah, sure. But we don't care about that anymore. Put one of them put both of them in the gate, or put one of them on the board, one of them in the gate. So you Fortune 1, it beats some stuff up, it goes away. You're like, but wait, there's more. And then you bring another one out and you Fortune that and you put Protect on that.
I do like that. That sounds super fun.
And we upgraded the Farseer to Eldrad, and we put the Ghost Helm on the other one. Everything is perfect in the universe right now.
That is a fun banging list. He doesn't get his jet bikes. I'm sorry, Quentin, but you do get an avatar, and that is even cooler.
He gets an avatar and a gate, and it looks awesome.
Drive up here to Tallahassee if you need an avatar. I've got one. I painted it. I'm very proud of it, and I haven't put it on the table yet. That's not true. I put it on the table, but it ran in headfirst into John's unnerved Maliceptors and got deleted in the psychic phase.
Well, then.
It was bad. That was not good.
I remember when Maliceptors were unnerved. They were fair and balanced. I don't want to talk about
it. John had the temerity to tell me that the fact that their mortal wounds went through walls didn't really matter at all.
Yeah. You know what? I refuse to acknowledge that happened.
Yeah. No, he tells me that, and he's like, yeah, they're not even like that good. I don't think 50 points is right. I'm like, John, you are high.
Yeah. Glenn came in with what they are.
Like, what's your answer here?
Glenn came in with what they are. That's what I was saying. They're not +1. They're +1 to hit, and they're the +1 to damage is on 6s. So, it's nothing. So, Uthway, Eldrad, Farseer with Ghost Helm, Gate, the Avatar.
And then you have some units. You have some Dire Avengers, Striking Scorpions, Howling Banshees. I do like getting Stand Firm on the Dire Avengers. Someone mentioned it in chat. Yeah, Murphy.
Yeah.
I do like having Stand Firm there.
Sure, but we're real busy trying to get this gate and the avatar in.
By all means, go hog wild, my man.
Dude, it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, if you're Ulthway too, I think the Wraith Lords can definitely take like Bright Lances or something.
It's just expensive then. We need to find points.
Easy, cut more stuff.
Oh, actually, we've got points floating out there because we have 330 points, and we put 270 for the avatar, and we needed 5 more points. Yeah, I mean, we got 55 points just wandering about.
That sounds an awful lot like Wraith Lords get Bright Lances.
I mean, it could be a unit of pirates. Arg.
Arr. I don't think you need a unit of pirates, though.
I just like saying pirates.
That's
What
fair.
hurts more, unnerfed Maliceptors or unnerfed Void Weavers? Maliceptors for sure.
Maliceptor.
I can hide from Void Weavers. The Maliceptors just went, hey, I just rolled 6s on my advances. You're all dead.
Yep. Yeah, he had the absolute balls to tell me that the fact that he just did like 9 mortal wounds straight through a wall where I couldn't hide did not matter.
Well, just all you have to do is back up to your board edge and take no objectives. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, and he'll kill you anyway on turn 5.
It's true. You'll still get killed, but you also will score 0 points.
It's wild. He's like, see, it never mattered. And I'm like, yeah, that's because as soon as you got in range of me, I conceded. Like, it would have mattered in about 30 seconds, but I was not willing to go through my first one does 9 mortal wounds. My second one does 18 because neuroparasite's balanced against Eldar.
That is true. Josh brings it up. The Fire Dragons don't get any love just because of the fact we're too busy stuffing all this Wraith stuff in here. But making one of these Wraith Lords a Wraith Seer, it's also a super sick model.
Is Wraith Seer and HQ are heavy?
Is it heavy?
Heavy. I do like Wraith Seers.
Just put in the Wraith Seer. I actually like the Wraith Seer now.
How many points is a Wraith Seer with the glaive and...
He comes with a spear, so he's strength 10.
Comes with a spear.
He just comes with a spear. It's plus 3 strength.
Comes with a spear, and then how much is it for? It's like 40 for the D-cannon.
He's 170 points with the D-cannon. But we have those points.
That is...
Plus, he looks boss mode. That model looks sweet.
Honestly, everything else that isn't this, cut. All right? You take all the same HQs, Baharoth, Eldrad, Farseer, and the Avatar. You take the Warlocks, dope. You take the troops because you have to, legally. Then you take 10 Wraith Blades and 3 Wraith Seers, and we're balling. We're balling.
I
mean, like...
I don't even know if he has these models, but he should.
And the gate, obviously.
The gate. About
Just crunching the numbers. What, it's 270 for an Avatar?
We already got it. You can make all of that work. The Wraith Lords and the Wraith Seers are very close if you don't put a D cannon.
Brad, give me some points. I got to do this. 270 for the Avatar?
270 for the Avatar.
Plus 160 for Baharoth.
65
How much is Eldrad now?
Eldrad is $1.
145?
I don't know off the top of my head anymore. I ran too much.
I'm going to say he's 145. I think he's 145.
I ran too much hail.
Plus 80, plus 450, plus 170, you said?
170 for one of the Wraith Seers.
Okay, yeah, that list, you still have 200 points left. Oh, wait, no. You still have 95 points left after the Warlocks.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is fun style. This is boss mode now.
Yeah. The gate plus the Avatar plus 3 Wraith Seers plus 10 Wraith Blades plus the characters plus troops. You still have points left for another troop.
Dude, you don't need to kill all the Banshees and the Striking Scorpions. All that stuff's still in there.
They're all cut.
We're not cutting all of them.
You sold me on the Wraith Seers, Brad.
Bad Jack.
You did this. You got me.
Bad Jack. No. We put Wraith Seers in here, and we don't put D cannons on them, and they're literally 130 points. They're 5 more than the regular Wraith Lord. And he's got a cast, so we don't need to change a bunch of these things. We just put in Wraith Seers. Don't put a...
Nope, don't. I want D cannons, my man.
You're not getting a billion D cannons. We've already made it so it's amazing. Let him have some stuff also.
But 3 D cannons, though, on 3 different Wraith Seers that all fire, and then your opponent dies.
We want some... You can't lose the Crushing Blow Striking Scorpions. They're amazing.
I will 100% cut them if they're not supported. And by not supported, I mean they don't have other units that are like them, so that they just kind of go in by themselves, and it's like, cool, that was not as good as you wanted.
You've got 100 psychic powers. They're going to do amazing work. We're going to the...
I mean, supported in the army, not supported in like powers.
We're going Crimson Fist. We're going to do some of this stuff. You jumped the shark. I left you alone for just a minute, and you started jumping sharks everywhere.
3 Wraith Seers, 10 Wraith Blades.
Bad Jack.
Avatar.
I will squirt you with the bottle. Get off the counter. We're going.
Maybe even a Wraith Lord at that point. I don't know.
We're going to Crimson Fist. I stuffed the avatar in there, and I was like, Jack's gonna be so happy, and it went to your head. You went power hungry. You were a mad tyrannical dictator.
All right, Quentin, don't listen to the naysayers. Listen to me. All right, maximum big boys, as many big boys as you can fit, and then fill the rest out.
So much T8 though.
Yeah, it's great. Murphy asks, have we thought about bringing some fire dragons with the auto wound Exarch power? Not really. They're a little expensive. They don't reliably
we're too busy jamming Wraith stuff in here.
Bed Jack down off the couch. Yeah, I they're good. They're not bad. They basically take guide, because you guide them, so you basically every shot is
the problem is that they're going to be so close they get smashed afterwards.
They're going to die every time afterwards, and it usually doesn't work out that great. Jonathan, Wraith Knights were one of my contenders for the bottom 10 units in the game.
They're
probably in the bottom 20. They're very bad.
They're so bad. I own multiples of them too. I have 4 Wraith Knights.
Sorry, bud. They used to be broken as hell.
Hence 4.
Yeah, back in 6th edition, my God, they were busted.
All right, let's talk about this Crimson Fist Battalion.
Yep, and I put a question mark at the end of Richard Siegler. But no, I can confirm. In fact, he might not want me to do this, but that's his Pedro Cantor he made.
Ooh, Pedro.
Yep.
I'd vote for
Pedro. He converted up a Pedro Cantor. He is doing it. He is taking Crimson Fists to the Games Workshop finals, Games Workshop Invitational finals. He is taking Crimson Fists. I mean, like, it's not a joke. It's actually not a joke. So he's going to try and win a game. That's his stated goal. He wants to win a game.
Dude, he's got double infiltrators. He'll definitely win a game.
Well, yeah. So the bracket's a little funny like that. You see, he's playing John round 1.
What's John playing?
John's playing Sisters with 9 Paragons.
Oh,
you boys over at Art of Warhouse are having a little fun with this event for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like
nothing wrong with that. The finale is a great event, and also I still think we're gonna do okay,
dude.
But
why is there no Inceptors with bolts in here? This hurts my soul.
Because they're not that amazing. Like, they're fine.
Yeah, but at least let you pull them out of the closet and put some. Yeah, they were so good, and then they weren't.
Yeah. I will be playing this lad who is currently in the middle of being painted. That is Mozrog Scragbad,
the Great White Whale.
And almost fell out of my chair. And also a Beast Boss on Squigosaur, who is also in the middle of getting painted. And triple kill rigs, because they gave us 4 hours each for our rounds, and I don't want to have to go that long.
I'm
going to run at people, and I'm going to win or I'm going to lose. Well, it's going to be great.
You better say that you've got 3 units of Beast Megaboys, because those are amazing.
Oh, yeah. I have 30 Beast Megaboys. I played it on stream yesterday against Nick in the War Room. It was a great game. I played into his Black Legion.
It's so hard. We can't talk about that, though. We got to talk about this Crimson Fist list, bro.
Mozrog. Did you know he's tougher than a rock squig? That's why I put him in.
He's amazing.
Yeah, Mozrog's great.
That was one of the things that I had. I go, I'm going to bring orcs, because guys said to bring orcs, and I went, all I know is I want Mozrog. I don't care what the rest of the army is. Mozrog's going in that list.
I want Mozrog so bad in my list. Is he good enough for the list? Probably. I think he's probably a good inclusion. But
is he good? Does he barely make it? Oh no, he's the best.
No, he's pretty great.
He's the best. The best.
What I like about him is that he doesn't cost any CP, so you can include him in a separate detachment, and that detachment is basically free because you're functionally spending 1 CP on a Warlord Trait and Relic that you don't have to pay for him. So it lets you get another War Boss without spending like 4 CP.
Snake bites.
Well, I'm playing Goffs.
I know, but you could have.
I'm playing Goffs plus Mozrog, which is it's legal.
I know. You could have been playing Snake Bites though. Well,
yeah.
Let's talk about Pedro and Friends, because I want to make this different.
Can we fit Mozrog in this list?
Yes, Mozrog feels perfect.
That's Byzantine Byron's question. Can we fit Mozrog here?
We could.
Yeah, William, literally my game's last 3 rounds or I lose the army. Kind of. I mean, my game against Nick lasted 5 rounds because I played passive for the first bit because my secondaries were great and his secondaries were terrible. And then I jumped on him turn 3.
I mean, Get the Good Bits is fantastic.
Get the Good Bits is ridiculous.
I did win a
But
game
yes, you
by
can add
just sitting
Mozrog
there.
plus a unit of, just to wrap up the orc talk, you can add Mozrog in a patrol. Mozrog plus an Orrible Gets unit of Gretchen to any faction. Like I'm running Goths as my main detachment, and then I have a patrol of Mozrog plus a unit of Orrible Gets. And because Mozrog's a named character, he's fine on the two sub-faction thing because he's a named character and he doesn't swap. So he's fine there. And then Orrible Gets are a specialist mob, and specialist mob is explicitly excluded from the two sub-faction thing. So that is legal. You can add it to any orc list, any clan orc list, and I think it's actually really good.
Should we talk about this?
Yeah, let's talk about Richard Siegler's Crimson Fist Battalion. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked on orcs. I don't know why. I'm having a lot of fun with them recently, though.
Bang! Because you got Mozrog.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. All right, let's talk Crimson Fist. So this is submitted, cannot be changed. So this is what he is playing, point for point. We've got Pedro Cantor, who is an absolute Chad. Like
he is
this
a
guy
Giga
gives
Chad.
everyone +1 attack around him.
Giga
And
Chad.
he has the Hand of Dorn, or no, Hand of Dorn I think is, it's a warlord trait. He has Big Fist that he punched people with, and then he's got Dorn's Arrow, which he shoots people with.
Big Fist.
He's just great.
I do love the double infiltrators. You know I love infiltrators.
Yeah, so in the bracket, on their side of the bracket, there's demons. So he took double infiltrators because we knew what factions everyone was playing before we submitted lists. So we submitted factions, then we submitted factions a week, like 2 weeks ago or something. And then they told us, this is the factions everyone's taking, now write your list. Then we wrote the list and submitted it this last Friday. So he knew that on his side of the bracket, there's demons and Thousand Suns. And Thousand Suns probably also means demons. So he was like, all right, well, not having any of that flamer nonsense, and just included 10 infiltrators and just told them to,
which is what you should be doing anyways, because it's so good.
It's pretty good in this meta. At least one unit of infiltrators feels really solid.
Infiltrators for life.
But so that's the idea behind that. So Pedro Cantor, who is an absolute Chad, it's everyone +1 attack, which is great on Termies. And then he's also a chapter master, also great on Termies. Then Primaris Chaplain on Bike with Litany of Faith, which is the 5 of Feel No Pain Against Mortal Aura. Canticle of Hate, which is +2 charge, and +3 pile and consolidate, which is essential in this list.
I say, but plus the bigger part was the +3 pile and consolidate, because this list
No. +2 to charge in this list is
well, also amazing. I'm saying, but it's movement is pretty key here.
Yeah. Then he's got Rites of War and Hand of Dorn and the Eye of Hypnoth. So Rites of War is the aura of objective secured. Hand of Dorn is you pay 1 CP to gain D3 CP at the start of the game.
Yep. So it never
ludicrous warlord trait. It's just you auto take it if you have a slot open.
Yeah, I mean it auto pays for itself, and then it probably gets you.
Very worst, you didn't take it. Yeah. And at best, you literally took a warlord trait that read +3 CP. It's just like, okay, yeah, I will take that. Thank you.
So if my eyes are showing me correctly, I feel like I have 1,000 infantry units here, and I have no apothecary. Why is that, my friend?
Do you want the long or short answer?
I love that you just paused. I was like, did I lose Jack?
Nope. No, I'm going to give you both answers. So the short answer is I don't know. The long answer is that Richard wants more damage in the list. So he wanted an extra unit.
I'm not against extra stuff, but like
Space Marines.
You basically get an extra unit with the apothecary. You've got so much apothecary friendly stuff here.
Yeah. So in my mind, it's not an apothecary. Apothecaries are not in the list to like res models. They're in the list to bring models back where you want them to. So like we were talking about the Grey Knights earlier.
You get so much extra movement.
You get a ton of extra movement because you can res them.
You also wreck
you
wreck the math on stuff too. The Feel No Pain's actually a big deal on that. Because
and when you have +2 to charge, and you res a model functionally 4 inches in front, right? 2 inches coherency, and then a 4-inch base on the, or not 4-inch base, a 40 mil base Terminator.
Jack's new models are very different, guys.
Yeah, they're huge.
By the way,
Yeah.
it's only you have one or two of those in your entire army. You're like, hold on, let me res this guy, and you pull out the 4-inch base guy. You're like, oh look, I'm gonna make this charge now.
Literally bigger than a kill rig. Just slap that thing down. Or wider than a kill rig's wide anyway, because a kill rig's like 3, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you gain an extra. Let's say your opponent is staying 17.1 inches away of the Terminators, because then the Terminators can't charge you. They move 5, charge 12. Done. Cannot declare a charge. If they stay 17.1 inches away and you res 4 inches in front, all of a sudden that unchargeable, that thing where you can't charge them is now you need a 7 or an 8. And with Canticle of Hate, now you need a 5 or a 6. And suddenly that charge that was impossible is now happening.
You know what?
It's a big deal.
You know what?
But
Very sad
he does
about?
get an extra unit out of it, right? He gets the unit of Eliminators or a Chapter Champion.
Yeah, but you know what he doesn't have? A chunky boys squad. Assault
He does. He's got
Centurion.
10 Terminators.
Yeah, they aren't Assault Centurions though.
You're 100% correct. But what they do get is every buff in the army, as opposed to checks notes, no buffs in the army.
Well, a couple of these Vanguard vets could be that. That would make me happy. And they've got
What
bolters.
I also like is how many fists this Crimson Fist list has.
So many fists.
The Terminators have 9, because this is a basic squad of Terminators. This is not Relic Terminators. This is not Assault Terminators. This is just Terminators.
Oh, you stuck 3 chain fists in there.
Yep. 3 Chain Fists, 6 Power Fists. You can replace them all with Chain Fists, but there's not that many vehicles going to this event, so regular Power Fist is probably fine. Wandering Worm, problem with Apothecaries is that Space Marines die too fast to make effective use of the resurrections. Well, 10 Terminators.
It's just want to say
probably
10
don't.
Terminators will make it. The Thinno Pain is actually a big deal too, to tell you the truth. It does make it makes the maths different when people shoot you, because they end up having to overkill things, because you just need to make one here and there, and the profiles become very different.
That is true. What I like about so the plan for this list, right, is Incursors start on the center objective and do the act. He has a secondary where he does actions on objectives. If he completes the action, the objective becomes a 6-inch aura of light and heavy cover for him.
And you get points for it.
You get points for it, but also 10 Terminators. He also has a stratagem to give them +1. He has technically two stratagems to give them +1 to their saving throws. So he can give them 2 CP at the end of his, in his morale phase. He gives them +1 save, +1 attack until his next turn. So that's something he can do, right? And then he starts at 1 + D3. So I don't know how many of these he's going to do, but his plan here is to just jam armor saves on this Terminator unit. Legitimately, he can be taking, if you're AP4 in combat, he can still take 2-ups against it. And that's a little ridiculous.
With him having if you get the objective done plus the strat, it's boss mode.
Yeah. No, if you get heavy cover up on the center, 10 Terminators in light and heavy cover with +1 to their saving throws and armor of contempt, good luck. Actually good luck shifting that. I have no way to take them to anything that isn't 2-up myself. I know there's some Harlequins who have no way of taking him to anything other than a 2-up.
You know what's got a way of taking it? My behemoth list.
Oh, is that what we're covering now? Anyway, he has 15 Vanguard veterans with 14 Power Fists and a Lightning Claw. Chapter Champion is just a baller. Blade of Triumph, Imperium Sword. He hits pretty hard. No problems there.
For 70 points, he is actually a pretty boss mode character.
Chapter Champion is legitimately a very good character. 2 units of 3 Eliminators just to be moving around, shoot supplemental shooting, but also just kind of nonsense that moves around and does stuff. And then they still get rank of war if you're nearby them.
Yeah. And the thing is that
plays with them,
and they can
move, shoot, move, charge, get on objectives.
You can steal an objective, but you can also come back into your cover. You know what I mean? Especially,
Las Fusiles became free. Eliminators are a very good unit, and then they're a good unit because they're in Space Marines. Not a very good unit, but anywhere else they'd be a very good unit. And then 6 Eradicators with just 2 multi-meltas and 4 heavy melta rifles is just looking to get Cantor buff and bang. That's the game plan. And then Eye of Hypnoth gives them reroll 1s to wound, and suddenly that's the point where I want to take Eradicators.
Pew pew, punch punch.
Yep. And if he's in cover, 1 CP against Flamers, he takes a 2-up. Because Armor of Contempt, it's damage 1, so he gets +1 to his armor saves against damage 1, and Armor of Contempt. So 2-ups against Flamers, and Flamers wound him on 4s. And the Terminators just get 2-ups against Flamers like all the time.
Yeah, that is funny. Murphy, I'm not playing Elves, mainly because I told Mr. Brian Horton running the Du Bois GT that if he provided the models, I would run whatever list he gave me. And he gave me a list. Yeah.
All right. I think it's... So this, as I said, not a meme. This is point for point what he's playing to the GW finals. Nevermind Jamba said, what is this, a mini tournament or something? It is...
A very mini tournament.
Very mini tournament. It is various 8-man tournaments based off of... so the best generals, people who won for the 4 GW events, and 4 affiliated events. So Nova, Adepticon, LGT, and LVO. And then the 4 GW events. All 8 of those people are going into an 8-man double elimination bracket. And then the 8 best overall for those are going into an 8-man double elimination bracket. And then same for Age of Sigmar as well. And I think Kill Team.
They made this significantly bigger than last year.
Yes. It's a big deal. It's being run like at the same time as the narrative event that you can go to, where people are, going to dress up and they have lore happening live. I don't know. I'm not really like a fluff guy, but it sounds awesome. I'm probably going to stop in and see what I can, say hi. But it's just going to be a good time. We're looking to have some fun. There's nothing on the line right now other than prestige. So that is why the Art of Warhouse is styling out a little bit. The lists are not live. So this one is, this one. If you watch the stream game yesterday, then you will see my orc list because I am playing orcs. I'm playing orcs to the finals. So my orc list is just looking to run people over. Beast Boss, Mozrog, Triple Kill Rig, 30 Beast Boys, 11 Squig Hog Riders, 15 Commandos, and 20 Gretchen, as well as a bunch of other characters too, like a Weird Boy and a Knob on Smash a Squig and Boss Sagstruck. That's my list. And then John's list is 9 Paragons, plus whatever, 10 Paragons technically, because 9 Paragons plus Morven Vol. So Art of War's having a good time with this. Yep. And Siegs' plan here is to win 1 game. He can totally win more than that.
He's gonna win more than that.
I think he'll do good. Byzantine Byron, no Blastojets. Honestly, I think no. I think no Blastojets. The meta right now just really doesn't reward AP2 shooting. Because either you're running into, it's good into NIDs, but they're going to be -1 to hit across the board, and it's really not going to do that much. Although they can't kill it that efficiently. It's fine into NIDs. I'm not going to say it's great, but I'm not going to say it's bad. Fine into NIDs. But into Harlequins, it does nothing. Into CSM, it's going to bounce because they have Armor of Contempt.
I felt like you were just going to say, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. So Blastojets right now are kind of on a downswing, and I just want more stuff on the board. Because a unit of 2 Blastojets is a kill rig plus the guys inside plus 90 points. I like me some
Blastojets.
Wazboom,
Blastojet. And 3 kill rigs on the board is a lot of mortal wounds and a lot of punch. It felt really nice yesterday.
Why is nobody taking any toxic rains?
All right, Brad, you want to talk about your list? Let's talk about your list.
Oh, I'm going to talk about it in like 2 seconds because Brad's calling it a day. So my list is Behemoth. And I brought my handy dandy list master brought some normal things. I told him, I want a Flyrant and I want 2 Zoes. After that, go buck wild. So he put a Walkrant with the Chad Gullet. You're like, all right, things are all right. We got a unit of Gargoyles. We have a random unit of Termagants. And then things go off the rails. We got double Mawlock. We got double Toxicrane. We've got, I'm sorry, not double Toxicrane. We got double Tyrannofex, a Toxicrane, 2 Biovores, and what the hell else? I got some other weird ass unit. No, I'm forgetting.
Some other nonsense in there, really.
I mean, the Toxicrane's gonna be just difficult to just put on the board. And the first, I didn't make anything for it. I knew we were going to talk about this, and I figured I'd just randomly yell it out.
I make the graphics. Brad just randomly yells stuff, so we're playing to our strengths.
But I do have double Mawlock and a Toxicrane in my list, and double Tyrannofex with a different gun on each one. I have a Rupture Cannon and the Acid Spray. Yeah. It's, and I was say +1 strength of charge, baby. Strength 8 everywhere.
Oh no, orcs be very sad.
I don't even know if the Toxicrane can move between walls. It literally has things that just stick out.
Yeah. It's like on GW terrain, it can't even hide because it's wider than the 12x12 plexi.
I don't know if it can move through anything. Like it can kind of like back into stuff, but like looks like he's trying to give the biggest hug ever.
That's because he is. He's full of love.
He's
Brad.
full of so much love, my friends. So much love.
Yeah, I think John's suggestion to you was ask the TO if you could put his I think the quote was put his hands in the air like you just don't care and have him just.
The problem is the TO is Brian, and I'm pretty sure he would be upset with me if I just snap his arms off and put him straight up.
Yeah, so you may not be able to have him leave your deployment zone, but because anyone who doesn't know, a Toxicrane is legitimately like 14 inches wide. It's
ridiculous. The model itself looks like any of the big bugs, but then off both sides, literally off the sides and the front, off the front of the model to each side, directly sideways, are 4 to 5 inches tentacles. I mean,
yep. So the thing is like 3 inches wide, 4 inches wide, and then it has like 5 inches to either side just of tentacles.
Also, the Mawlock has 16 attacks. Thank you very much. Plus, he's going to go buck wild.
Buck wild,
dude.
But yeah, the Toxicrane can't move. Like, it can't move between buildings unless you really space them out. I mean,
would you like to hear the best part about the Toxicrane? I'm offering every time the Toxicrane gets a kill, we're doing a shot. My opponent and I. So people might
have to feed you.
So people might push.
I don't think your guy can leave the.
People might push. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just encouraging them to have some fun with the Toxicrane.
Yeah, the Toxicrane, Jonathan. The Toxicrane is cool.
Oh, like, its rules are fantastic. If he wasn't 14 inches wide, it would be amazing.
Yeah, but unfortunately, even though like on the battlefield he might be moving around and like able to move around things, the model can't because it's static and it's just. Bleh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have some fun playing Tyrannofex is shooting big old cannons with the Chad Gullet right next to him. By the way,
you're taking the rupture cannons?
Oh, a rupture cannon, one rupture cannon, and one acid spray. So I'm gonna basically have the Chad Gullet hanging out with the rupture cannon guy, and we're gonna cruise up. We might have the Toxicrane behind us because he can't go anywhere. So what's he gonna do?
Why not? Why not run this as Behemoth where you don't reroll any of your shooting?
I exactly, but I am at least OBSEC. Also, I've got no tyrant guards, so basically all of my tyrants can always be shot. I did not make this. Thank you very much. I just said.
Why are we all doing dumb stuff? Like, what's going on?
Dude, I jumped in this train a while ago. I've been playing whatever random anything people would give me. At the
That's fair. I need to try that, but then I probably wouldn't have won Chicago if I'd done that.
No, if you just opened up a box the day of the tournament like I've been doing lately. What do you got in here?
Have people like send you. It's like one of those loot boxes, the loot crate, like that you can purchase.
Whatever's inside.
Send you whatever random nonsense they pull out of their parents' garage, but this time it's for models.
Yeah, and I have an amazing amount of fun doing this. So.
Yeah.
Blunderdome, yes.
Yeah. Byzantine, his list is playing to Du Bois. Unfortunately, not the finals. He went last year, but not this year because he was too busy farting around and playing the ugliest demon models I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, this feels like the Art of War equivalent of the Goonhammer Blunderdome. It's there. I mean, my orc list is good, but I was like the first one to switch to a non-hyper competitive army. And
this is true. You did ask me that too. You're like, what do you think about this? I'm like, why are we talking about this? Just do it.
Yeah. Ryan says, when is this GW tournament? This weekend. They are going to be broadcasting, I believe, live on Twitch. If you want to,
you guys are going this weekend too? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's this weekend. So if you want to tune into the Games Workshop stream, your boys, Nick will be on commentary. Me, Richard, and John will all be playing, and it's going to be a great time. So hopefully see you there. Some comments here. That Toxicrin should have been honorable mention in the worst units tier list. It should have been probably, but Nick mentioned it like 2 seconds, like as I was hitting the go live button, and I was like, well, why didn't you say this earlier when I asked you? And he's like, oh, and then I hit go live.
Exactly. Excellent comeback.
But 2 other comments. William said earlier, infiltrators, talk about infiltrators covering the backfield. That is actually what the infiltrators will be doing. Good thought there. The infiltrators likely will just be holding backfield objectives, and demons will have nothing to say about it. And then Tiger Slug says, still confused that they didn't include Aberrants, legitimately the worst unit in the game. I included Aberrants on my like 20 units that I looked through the game and were like, these are the 20 contenders. And John was like, absolutely not. Those don't belong on. And he's the
king of the Tyranids. He's the forearm.
I mean, to be fair, Aberrants are not nearly as bad as any of the trash that we included on that list. Like, tell me what unit on that list is better than Aberrants. You know, they're just not. Aberrants are fine. Like,
my
they're
favorite
not.
was
They're not good. They're not good enough to take.
I didn't think
they're
you'd
not in the bottom 10%.
I did not think you were going to remember it, but the Cassius kill team was my favorite thing you put on there.
Oh yeah, it turns out that thing can actually combat squad. People post a lot of stuff about that. We didn't even realize that it might not be able to combat squad until we were live. But yeah, Cassius kill team is atrocious.
What is it? Combat squad in 4 and 5? It's 9 guys. What does this combat squad into? A 4 and a 5er?
Yeah, it does. Apparently, there's a rule where if you take the maximum size of a unit and it's an odd number, you can still combat squad.
Yeah, whatever.
First time I've heard about
it's
that.
Still bad. It has every random weapon in the universe.
It's probably like the only unit that has combat squad and its max unit size is 9. So like I've never seen that before. But yeah, people want to leave a comment about how I don't read the list. It's like, all right, fine, whatever. But yes, Kill Team Cassius is painful, physically painful to play with, and terrible. So,
but not toxic or terrible.
Yes, Tiger Slug says 30-point Aberrants compared to Sangard or Dwarf Zerkers makes me cry every time. Agreed. They are not a good unit, but they're not bottom 10%.
I was saying they're not the worst, man.
They're not literally the worst. They are bad. Like, I will give you that, but they're not. They're not a 10-point guardsman that costs you all of your rules, and any of his weapon upgrades are also 10 points. That one is a pretty bad one. It's not Kroot Far Stalkers.
Gentlemen, ladies, are you ready?
Yep, I think I'm ready.
Queen's Wave.
Bye.